What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the week 5 of the Championship Roundup. In this episode we'll be going along with the results that happened last Saturday and on Tuesday night. I won't be speaking about my club Forest, as in because I speak about that in Let's Talk Forest and do match day vlogs whenever I go to the games. So yeah, let's get into the games I'm going to be speaking about. So the first one I want to speak about is the Derby Hull game that happened last Friday. It happened a week today. The earlier fixture than the rest on the Saturday. They played at Pride Park, or the iPro, whatever you want to call it now. They're always changing it. But Derby got the 5-0 win. Hull did not turn up at all, which is very shocking to say they was in the Premier League last season. No offence to Derby, but they need to put up more of a fight. Derby are a very good team. I hate to say it, but they are, and they should be in the top 6, etc. But the Hull should put up more of a fight. That should have been a top end of the Championship 6-pointer, if you'd like to call it. It just showed the two statures of the team. They should be playing out a much better game. It was too one-sided. Derby ran away with it from start to end. Now going on to the second team that's impressed this over the last week is Leeds, as they beat Burton 5-0 on the Saturday and beat Birmingham 2-0 on Tuesday night, and go top of the league over 2 games. Obviously won 3, maybe even 4 games in a row now. I know they beat Forest before the international break, obviously beat Burton and then beat Birmingham. So 9 points out of 9 of what I can recall, it maybe even 12 out of 12 or something like that. But they're doing very well in the Championship. In my prediction, I predicted them to come like mid-table because of new manager, Gary Monk leaving. Foreign players coming in, it can always sometimes work against you, sometimes it may not, because teams don't know how to defend against them. But they're really going for it this season, and that's why they sit top of the league. And you can't take anything away from that. When they played Forest, I think Forest were poor, but Leeds just outdid us on the day. They just turned up, got the tactics bang on, and finished us off. Against Burton, obviously 5-0, you can't really deny anything from that. They must have played well, got the win. End of. Against Birmingham, there was obviously Birmingham haven't had the best of starts, which I'll get onto in a minute. But they've got a good team on paper and with a very good manager, so it's a good win, especially to go top of the league as well, above Wolves, Cardiff, etc. So yeah, Leeds top of the league. Going on to the Birmingham, they lose to Norwich and then lose to Leeds, which leaves them in the bottom 3, third from bottom I think they are now. Harry Redknapp said, "Don't panic, he's going to get them out of this. He won't call it mess or like big thing that's going on at the club at the minute. He won't go for that. He's just saying that they're having a bad patch in the season, and maybe they are, because they've got a very, very, very good team on paper and probably the best manager in the league, one of anyway. And I don't know why they're so far down. I don't know why they're doing so bad in the league, but they are, and they have to take it. And this, hopefully for them, they get out of the patch, but hopefully for everyone else in the league, they carry on, because there should be 3 easy points every week. But going on to the 4th team, it's Sunderland, as they lose 2 in a row, and their start to the Championship hasn't been the best either. They had an okay-ish start against Derby. Then I think they got one more win after that. It might have been Norwich away, but after that I think they've lost all the other games, which isn't acceptable at this level for Sunderland. They should be looking to win the league and go straight back up. They should be. The team they've got, the money they had on offer, the stadium, they've got the size of the club, they should be aiming to go straight back up this year, and it doesn't seem like that's the expectation, because they're just not doing that in the minute. They're not turning up to big games, playing how they should be, not playing well against the smaller teams in the league. Obviously lost last Saturday and then lost to Forest 1-0 on Tuesday night. Forest got a bit lucky, but we take the 3 points and move on. I'll speak about that in Sunday's Let's Talk Forest, so make sure you look out on my channel for that. Going into the 5th team in Norwich, they can't beat Burton. I think they had a ridiculous amount of shots. They just could not beat Burton last Saturday. I don't know why. Obviously I wasn't at the game, not seen any highlights or anything, but I've heard they just couldn't get past Burton. All credits to Burton, they go away to one of the big boys and get a point, which is going to help them if they are in a relegation battle towards the end of the season. Vital points like this earlier on in the season are going to help them further on in the season. And going for Norwich, they should, like I said about Sunderland, they should be aiming to go to the Premier League, and so should Norwich with the team they've got, the size of the club, the stadium, etc. They should easily be expecting to go back to the Premier League, but they've not had the best of starts so far. So them and Sunderland all need to pick up along with Birmingham, or they could be in for very dire seasons. Dire, not meaning relegation, maybe for Birmingham. Not Sunderland and Norwich, they will probably just play out in the mid-table. Going on to Cardiff, obviously they went 5-5, I think it was, something ridiculous like that, or 4-4, something. They was unbeaten for the start of the season, and then go to Preston, I think it was Tuesday night, and lost 3-0. And you got to give it to Preston. I know that Preston's a decent team, always been like a Bowie-ish team to Forest. And they've got some good players that can hurt teams, and I was expecting Cardiff to go there and actually get the win, mainly because they've had a great start to the season. I wasn't expecting them to batter Preston or anything. I was expecting them to go there and get a 1-0 win or something like that. But Preston turn it around and win the game 3-0, and Cardiff's unbeaten run goes. All credit to Preston for beating Cardiff there. And going on to the last team, it's Sheffield United, a team I predicted to be close to down near the relegation zone towards the end of the season. I'm not in the relegation zone. I knew they will be hard to beat this season, relishing the chance to be back in the Championship, but they're really shocking everyone, and they've gone 2 in a row, maybe even 3 in a row, I'm not sure, but they're up in the top 6 at the minute. We're only like 6 games in or something like that, so you can't read much into that. You need to look at the table when you get to like 10-15 games in. But if they can do that in 6 games, what can they do in 12, 18, you know what I'm saying? So Sheffield United go 2 in a row, and they're playing some good football, and it looks like they could hurt a lot of teams this season, away from home and at home. So that's going to do it for the end of the video. If you've enjoyed, then drop a like below, subscribe if you haven't for more of these videos, and until then, see ya.